statistically speaking, and I probably said this the last call, but 50% of Americans do not have any type of life insurance or they're underinsured. So you have a lot of people to go help, right? So like I said, you can make a crap ton of money personally producing, and we could teach you. There's a bunch of trainings for free. You could see like self-teach yourself to go and personally produce. But then the next thing is just to like look at what could you do with your building your business as far as like the passive income.
All right, hello everybody, Grady Polson here, the America Agency. Beyond excited to have part 2 with Desiree Blas, who is multi-year real estate professional who has put that to the side based on the volatility of that market or just the greater opportunity she sees in the insurance industry. She's produced over 60 families, $60,000 in annual production. She's put up in a single calendar month, which means she can produce at a high level, train on sales. She's also leading a team right now that's doing over $150,000 a month in life insurance commissions paid out to the agents that she coaches. And she's on a track to, I text Marissa, I was like, she's going to be a board member probably within the next 6 to 12 months. And I believe it with everything in my heart, the way you approach this business. And the thing about business is it's one, the way you approach it, but it's also what people get from you by the way you approach it, because your confidence gives them confidence to work hard. And that is a powerful thing in business, to be a leader. It's scary. There's nerves. Am I letting people down? I think you fall back on the greatest thing that you can do is just, if you're pushing, you're giving other people permission to push. And if my team did today what I did, would my business have grown? And I know you live by that mantra with how early you get up and your commitment to yourself and your commitment to your production, your commitment to recruiting and all those things. So guys, this is part 2 in our series with Desiree Blas. We're going to have, we'll have this up. If you're watching on YouTube, welcome. You're in for a treat. We did a multi-part series already on her sales, on what she does from production standpoint, how she attacks it, dialers, all the things, leads, her phone script, her mindset, the words she says to clients to just go boom and just go, all right, I got him. Now I hooked him in, and now we're going home. We're going to get you some production, or we're going to get you a policy. But today we're going to talk about recruiting and how she's building her business, agency growth, the mindset around that, and what is possible in the insurance industry as far as building a business. And so, Des, we're back. I'm so excited. Give us real quick, just 30, 60, 90, you take as much time as you want, but just to color back in who you are for maybe those people that weren't on last week or haven't seen the other videos, just some insight into who you are as we then go into the building business component of this.
Yeah, so really quick recap. I came, I'm in Washington State, near Tacoma area. Prior to insurance, I was a licensed real estate agent. I still have my active license, and I kind of only produce real estate through Washington State, but kind of let that thing go when I started building an agency. Prior to that, I was looking to get my degree in nursing, and realized really, really quickly I did not want a boss. I didn't want anybody telling me what time to show up to work, when I could take days off, when to take holidays off, because I love, being around my family, and I wanted that freedom. And I think that initially catapulted me to looking at commission-based sales. So that's a really quick recap. My first year in the industry, my first year and a half, I was so halfway in, halfway out. I had no idea what I wanted to do, and I had zero interest building a team. I was like, nope. Like Diego hired me. I was like, nah, man, don't talk to me about recruiting. All I want to do is learn how to sell and get out of my parents' house. Like that was like the first goal that I had, which like many of you sitting on this call today, or if you stumbled on YouTube, I think the biggest thing to know is that the moment you get your insurance license, you are now a business owner. So like wear that hat proudly. And the thing that I wanted to kind of start off with, Grady, is that there's 2 ways to make money in this industry. Most of you have stumbled on this page, or maybe you started talking to me because you just wanted to personally produce. You wanted to get out of your 9-to-5 job. You wanted to make some extra money. But the second way is to build an agency. I didn't know how, like what that meant. But by building an agency, you have the ability to create massive, like passive income just by helping other people get out of poverty, get out of the situation that they're in. So for me, I'm super passionate about it because I didn't understand it as a part-time person. I was like, like I said, I was lukewarm about the insurance agency. And it wasn't until my first event that I was like, yeah, this is where we're at. So hopefully that was a good recap. Yeah.
A great recap, phenomenal recap. And I think that's many people there. they're intimidated by the thought process of building a business. And I think that that's society, one, which is why many people don't don't start small businesses now. If we reflect back on the turn of the century in America, the way that the world was there was blacksmiths and there was carpenters and there was bakers and there was farmers, and everybody was a small business owner. And then the Industrial Revolution came in and they started taking everybody, and they go, well, let's just take all the blacksmiths and put them in like a factory, and then we'll pay them a little less and we'll make the money. And business started evolving. And so the way we've been conditioned as a culture and as a world for the past 20, 50, 80 years has been to seek income, but in a safer environment, right? You get a batch of leads, there's no guarantee you're going to make a sale. You go recruit 100 agents, there's no guarantee that you're going to make an override. Now, the development of your skills, your persistence on those leads, and your ability to communicate, which the skills are just communication of being able to dig out what is Betty and Bob's pain. Bob, what would happen to Betty if, God forbid, you passed away yesterday? Having those tougher conversations, that's a skill set. Developing the ability to communicate with people about hard things, death. It's sad, but God forbid that something happened, Bob, and your income was gone and you didn't have insurance. What would she do? She'd have to go move in with her brother. Do you like her brother? No, I hate her brother. I don't want her to live with her brother. I mean, and so you have these conversations. Same thing with agents, right? You go recruit 100 agents and there's no guarantee. Now, granted, though, if we can become more diligent about pushing them to make an appropriate amount of dials, diligent about not hiring everybody that can fog a mirror, or because that mindset is just, I'm just trying to check a box of putting a recruit in a class, versus people that are actually looking for change and have that desire. But to embark upon something with no guarantees terrifies most people.
Right.
Because we have now bills. We have guaranteed bills. We have guaranteed expenses. We have guaranteed costs to life. And so if I can put myself in a position where I could just get a guarantee that I'm going to get some money, that alleviates a lot of stress that most people have in society. So for us to go into a new world of entrepreneurial insurance sales where there's no guarantees, most people fail because most people just don't, they lack that innate desire to push themselves when it gets hard. Because guess what? In business, it will always get hard. It will stay hard until it gets to a point where you just get comfortable in the hard. You're like, it's hard, but this is my normal. Hard is my normal. Right. And so I love that you dig into that, because when we get started as new agents, most people never want to, they're barely getting comfortable buying leads and getting on the phones. The thought process of recruiting someone and then being responsible for their progression is terrifying. So I resonate with that. And that is something that resonates. So what did it take time? Did it take seeing what changed for you to push you to the level where you are now, where you're like, I know I can sell and I want to build a business too?
Yeah, I really thought about that, because I knew if I'm not, we say you eat what you kill here in this business, but what if, God forbid, anything crazy were to happen? I like to think, not like super extreme, but I like to think long term. If something did happen to me and I'm the only one on my team, right? Maybe a family emergency happens, now I can't work. How am I going to provide income if I'm not working, if I'm the only person on my team? And so it's always, you could move a lot faster and a lot further with a team of people versus being by yourself. And then I think I forgot where I was. I was probably attending an event, because I love going to in-person events. And I realized that, so I made six figures I wouldn't say easily. I was just all over the place, but I made six figures part-time my first year. So I tell people, hey, when you get your insurance license and you want to personally produce, that's totally fine. You could easily make six figures personally producing. But if you want the ability to create passive income and potentially make six figures every single month, you're going to have to build your business and your agency. So to me, that appealed to me, because I was like, okay, well, I want to build passive income. I want to be able to give back and contribute to the world and give back to my family. And if anything crazy were to happen, I'm always thinking if an emergency happened, I want to be able to help my family, or to retire my parents, retire my dad. And so I was just thinking okay, I know I could do that with this insurance license, which is kind of nuts, because all you need is your life license. You don't have to go get a special degree. You just need your one life license, and you get to pick a path. Do I want to personally produce? Do I want to build a team, or do I want to do both? And I just landed on both, because I guess I was good at production. So I was like, well, that would be selfish for me not to teach other people who are looking for another opportunity to also produce insurance for themselves and make a bunch of commission. This is a very lucrative commission-based career. And I was like, well, I mean, it doesn't require talent. All you have to do is just get slapped in the face a lot and like deal with rejection more than other people. And you could, because this is a life insurance, like I said, the last call, it's a recession-based industry. It's very, very easy to help somebody, to help the consumer get a policy. And I actually wrote this down. I have a ton of notes here, and I really hope that you guys get like really good things from here. But if you do have your life license and maybe you're struggling to buy leads, or it's hard for you to buy leads, go talk to your family and friends, because there's 7 things you could do with your life insurance license, right? Final expense is the first thing. 2 is mortgage protection. 3 is income replacement, meaning you don't have to own a mortgage, but if you're providing for your family and you're paying rent, you need income replacement, right? Your income provides for your family bills, groceries, paying rent, car payment, all of those things. So income replacement. The 4th thing is funding tax-free retirement. That's another 4th thing we could do with our license. The 5th thing is protecting your retirement within annuities. The 6th thing is just to get somebody accidental coverage. We could also do that and not get anything, no death benefit with a normal life insurance for final expense. And then the 7th thing is cancer, stroke, critical, chronic, and terminal illness, like riders within our policies. So like you could hyper focus on 7 different things and protect all of your loved ones, and then also just reach the entire market of the world within all of America. Because statistically speaking, and I probably said this the last call, but 50% of Americans do not have any type of life insurance, or they're underinsured. So you have a lot of people to go help, right? So like I said, you can make a crap ton of money personally producing, and we could teach you. There's a bunch of trainings for free. You could self-teach yourself to go and personally produce. But then the next thing is just to look at what could you do with your building your business as far as the passive income. So, I mean, that was, for me, I was like, okay, well, I want to go do that. I don't like to limit myself. So I was like, okay, I already knocked out this personal production thing, but how could I get better at helping other people get out of poverty, or to get into something that they want to build for themselves? And so that really appealed to me.
Agreed. And so let's talk about numbers for 1 second. If you get started with us at a 80, 90%, and you work your way up through production, 10, 15, 20 families protected, earn yourself up to a 100% commission rate. Okay. And then you bring someone on, spend time with them, bring them in at 80, and they go out there and they go and sell $10,000 in a month. Now, these aren't, put asterisks on the screen. I'm not making guarantees. We're just doing math together. Okay.
Right.
They got on a hypothetical situation, they go sell $10,000 of production. You're going to make 20% of what they sell, because you have 100% and they have an 80%. Now, granted, they never would have sold that $10,000 of production at the 80% if you didn't spend time with them, getting them contracted, getting them through class, right, getting them spend time on live dials, spend time, role playing with them, be there to answer underwriting questions, being there to answer app questions, being there to how to make sure how to save a policy. If all of a sudden Betty calls back 3 days later and goes, you know what, this might be too much. Perfect, Betty. If it is too much, not a problem. We looked at your budget. It seemed like it would fit, but we can lower it $20 or $30. Would that be more comfortable? Yeah, you had to spend time on that call. So your agent never would have made that amount of money if you hadn't spent the time. So you have earned your override percentage. So in this hypothetical situation, they write 10,000 at an 80%, they write, and you're at 100% because they're in your business, you make $2,000 in overrides. And hypothetical, perfect, advanced market, we're just using simple numbers, guys. This is just math. I mean, these aren't guaranteed. There's different comps per products and all this stuff, but we're just using simple. That's the exciting part. And what Des is talking about, building a business where you can have passive income, because Des has taken 10s, 20s, 50s hours away from her own personal production to coach agent 1. And then what does she go do? She coaches agent 2, and she coaches agent 3. And could she get to a position where she's got 10 agents at an 80% selling $10,000 a month? What is that? $2,000 times 10. Now she's put herself in a position that she's built a business where she's making $20,000 in passive, but it's active passive. You're not making the sales or buying those leads, but they never would have been in a position to know the skills if you hadn't spent tons of time with them, getting them up to their own. They're grateful. Now, guess what they can do? They can keep selling and move their compensation rate from 80 to 85 to 90 and move themselves up. At the same time, Des is going to keep selling and moving herself from 100 to 105 and 110 and on. So, guys, just some simple numbers for those who don't understand how insurance override commission works. It's incredible. It's an incredible business. You've got to be selfless because the amount of time you're going to spend with that person in the first few months, getting them up, running, and rolling is going to be you're going to do it for free because there's no compensation when they're not making sales. But then you're going to start getting paid on agents that you've helped get enroll when you don't have to do a lot because you've spent so much time early on. It's digging the well before the water. And so I just wanted to clarify that, like, this powerful thing is if you don't build a business, you only make money when you make sales. Now, granted, if you have a job, you've got PTO and you've got sick time and vacation time, and so you can take some time off if, God forbid, you need to keep that guaranteed income coming in. But in entrepreneurial insurance sales, there's no guarantees. No. Now, there's some renewals on year 2 and 3 and 5 up to year 10, 11, 15, but that's paltry in comparison to the upfront advance commissions you get on your own personal sales. So I just wanted to clarify that, like, for those of you that are like, well, why would I want to do it? Well, it gets pretty amazing. You know, that's just with 10 agents. Start doing some math, guys, on what's possible. Again, no guarantees, no promises, asterisks all over the place.
Right.
Because I don't want anyone to be like, Grady said that I'd make $1 billion if I hired one person. No, I didn't say that. Okay. So let's all approach this with a business mindset. But that's what Desiree is building here. So keep going. I love what you're sharing.
And I would say too, and like, just to like simplify this, if you are here, you're brand new, or you're in coursework, or wherever you are in your business, and you haven't, like, I guess, recruited or hired an agent, ask yourself this: do you want to be an insurance salesperson for the rest of your life? I don't want to be 55 having to make dials and sell insurance. Like, it's fun, but I think at that age, I don't want to be a salesperson for the rest of my life. So the only way to kind of like get out of that and to retire early would be to build an agency.